In the spring of 2020, at the start of the coronavirus pandemic, Jennifer Say took a hardline, controversial position: schools should stay open. At the time, Say was Chief Marketing Officer at Levi Strauss & Company, with 21 years at the company. Later in the year, Say got promoted to Levi's brand president, on a path to potentially become the next CEO. Instead, she has now resigned. Ultimately, Say told NPR, "Just about a month ago, the CEO said to me, 'There's just not a path for you here. You know, it's all too much.'" Say's resignation made a big splash, as she said she walked away from a $1 million exit package, which would typically include an in. Levi's says no such offer was formally made. Either way, Say's exit has prompted big questions about corporations and speech. Where is the line between personal and professional opinions? And is that line different for high-level executives? Say built her personal brand around outspokenness. She's a former elite gymnast who has written a book and produced a documentary about abuses in the sport. During the pandemic, Say took to Twitter, op-eds and local TV, speaking out against shutdowns of schools and playgrounds. She wrote about the impact of remote learning on students and eventually opposed mask mandates for children altogether. "I was always very careful." Levi's was not in my public profile, Say says. "I was speaking as a mom of 4, a public school mom of 4. Sometimes, she spoke as a resident of San Francisco, where Levi's is based." Say acknowledges her professional task was representing the Levi's brand, though she says she's a mom and a child advocate before being a business executive. But is it possible for top executives to wall off a personal campaign from their company's image? It's such a high-powered position, most people will not separate it out, says America's Reed, who studies brands and social identity at the University of Pennsylvania. "You can't really be a C-suite person these days and have a completely separate personal brand." Last spring, determined to send her kids to in-person school, Say moved from San Francisco to Denver. And she filmed more interviews, with author and anti-vaccine campaigner Naomi Wolf and with Fox News host Laura Ingraham, who is cast out on COVID-19 vaccines and measures.